Nope.
Oh, you can. Can you
Can
hear me,
you hear
Chase?
yourself? Nope. Can't hear him.
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Right. Okay, so we'll fix that. Try it now?
I can't hear.
I can't hear, James.
You can't hear me.
Well, I can hear
It's
you.
not even lighting up, so maybe that's
Well, I can hear you.
okay.
Okay.
You are live, and I can hear you. So go ahead and go, and I'll figure it out.
All right, we are going to go ahead and go, and we're going to figure this out. This is Ram TV coming to you tonight from Hillsboro Stadium. Tonight we have the Central Catholic Rams against the David Douglas Scots. In the booth with me, Chuck Bickle doing the stats. James Broadous on my right here, going to make up for my shortcomings. And, of course, the team from Oregon Sports Beat producing the program tonight. So coming in tonight into the season for these guys, and the Rams really looking to get things polished before they head into the playoffs.
Yeah, so, on the David Douglas Scots, they're going to try to do everything, and everyone wants to. Sometimes you hear people say you're only as good as your last game. And if you have not won a lot of games, but you have an opportunity to upset the best in the conference, this would be a great way to end the season. I'm not sure the Rams are ready to allow that to happen.
I think you're right. So the Rams coming tonight. Chuck got some intel for us. Like we mentioned earlier, they're undefeated overall. And David Douglas coming tonight, 0-6 in Mountain Hood Conference. They opened the season with a win of 12-7 over Aloha. And since then, they've lost 7 in a row, scoring, thanks, Chuck, for this number, scoring 39 points over the course of the 7 games, but allowing 377. Central is going for their 4th straight Mountain Hood Conference League title, which would be 14 of the last 17 years if they're able to win tonight. The kicking receiving team is dynamic with Timmy Mitchell, number 4, and Demarion Gates, number 3, having 7 returns for touchdown this year. Exactly. And then coming into the night, you're going to laugh at this, but we saw this last year, the last game, the highlight reel. They have had 7 returns on the year, but the punter has not needed to punt since the Jesuit game.
That's an amazing stat.
That is
amazing.
Do
they even have a punter on the roster? You might not even have a punter on the roster for the Rams right now.
Well, you wouldn't need it, but he does actually kick. But obviously, the Rams are going to want to try to drive out the mistakes. They want to make sure it's polished heading into the playoffs. And then again, another opportunity for the Rams starting lineup, get some reps in tonight, and then also the second string. People don't get a lot of reps, really getting a lot of work in the second half in order to prepare for the playoffs.
And it's senior night, and that's always a big night for your program, and definitely for the seniors. Sometimes in senior night they may start all seniors, or they may at least have seniors playing more, getting the opportunity to showcase what they can do throughout the course of the year. They may not have had that many opportunities, but on senior night everybody gets to play. You see we got a big crowd here tonight. It's always fun on senior night. There's always a lot of energy in the crowd, and it's going to be a great night for the Rams.
Definitely looking forward to a great night for the Rams tonight. As I mentioned, this is the last game of the regular season for both of these teams, and the playoff schedule should be out by Sunday. So look at the OSAA website and get a feel for what the brackets will look like for the Rams. Rams coming in ranked 3 in the state, behind Westland, who's ranked number 1, and Tualatin, number 2. So it'll be interesting to see what side of the bracket the Rams will be in. Obviously, likely, hopefully, again with Tualatin, and wait for Westland later on down the line.
Well, one thing about it, these Rams are stacked. The Rams have a really good football team, and I know that every team starts the year with the goal of winning the state championship, but realistically not every team can win the state championship. The Rams, on the other hand, they have the type of squad that can go all the way. If you have an opportunity to watch them in the playoffs, you would want to come and watch them if you have not seen them play.
Right. We talk about stacked, and Timmy Mitchell is back there with Gates. And it's actually an onside kick early. It goes out of bounds. Flag comes out. And that'll be excellent field position for the Rams as they start their first drive.
Not a bad strategy for the Scots. You know, we already talked about the weapons that are back in the backfield of the kickoff with Timmy Mitchell and Demarion Gates. So if you kick it to them, they got a good chance of taking it, like we saw last week, another kick six. So you might as well kick an onside and see if you can come up with the ball.
Right, and last game of the season, open the playbook. Let's have some fun, guys, right?
Yeah.
And so, it would have been fantastic for the Scots, kind of momentum-wise, to have pulled that off. It rolled out of bounds short, and this is where the Rams will take over at the 49-yard line.
We've seen the games that I've done this year, the Rams have scored within the first 2 plays of each game.
Crew Newman with the empty backfield. All kinds of time. Looks across the middle, has his receiver, and down to the 35-yard line.
You mentioned it all types of time. Crew Newman went back. He looked through probably 4 different progressions, and he came back to his first progression, found his tight end, nice little pickup, 15 yards. Crew Newman continues to impress game after game, year after year. I think last game he was 10 for 12, 80-something%. I'm not a math major either, 80-something%. Mm-hmm. He's a football player.
A little fly sweep there. Stem will take it down to about the 26-yard line.
Little action right there by Tommy Capel on the carry. Coming off on that fly sweep. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if the offense is kind of vanilla today, just not trying to give too much information for the upcoming opponents in the playoffs. But even a vanilla offense for the Rams is still dangerous.
Right, exactly. So 2nd and 2 for the Rams. Again, Newman with the empty backfield. You wonder if they're trying out some different sets here in preparation for the playoffs. Flag comes out on the far side of the field. Has a receiver at the 20, enough for a first down. And driving his legs, that's Gavin Dunn.
Pass complete to Gavin Dunn. Penalty marker on the play.
Looks like he's showcasing his seniors today at the start of the game, here on offense. And it shows, again, the depth of this Rams team. And when you want to make a run in the playoffs, you have to have some depth. We know that injuries are a thing and just getting tired, just a long season, so you have to have depth, and the Rams have that as well.
Absolutely. So the penalty goes against the Rams, so they'll back them up 5 yards, 2nd down and about 7. And begin looking to step up, rolls from some pressure. He'll keep it in a run, and he'll pick up about 4 on the carry, bringing up 3rd down for the Rams. Now, Newman coming into tonight from a passing standpoint, nearly 1,600 yards and averaging about 18.5 yards per pass, almost 200 yards per game. And we talked about it last week, and many times he is done by halftime. And so that's, you figure he's playing a half a game and putting up 200 yards in about a half a game. That's pretty impressive stats.
Very impressive. They throttled down in the second half quite often with the clock running, not the same amount of snaps. And like I said earlier, he's just been real impressive all season long.
3rd and 3, Wasabi in the backfield with Newman. Quick out route here, near side of the field. Enough for a first down. Down to the 19 is number 19, Landon Kelsey.
Complete to number 19, Landon Kelsey.
I think that may be his first snap of the day, again, as they were trying to showcase the seniors starting off, and now they brought Landon Kelsey back in, and as soon as he gets on the field, they get him the ball, and he picks up a quick first down. Nice route. Little comeback right there by Landon Kelsey.
That's one you just practice repeatedly in practice. Handoff up the middle. Oh, wide open, untouched. It just happened so fast and so easy. That was Killian Sambe for the score. Really making it look easy.
No, that was easy. I think you could have ran. Well, no. Okay, I'll take that back.
Good.
Almost anybody else could have ran through that hole that he had right there, just straight through to the end zone. And like you said, untouched. I don't even know if anybody was close enough to even breathe on him.
And it wasn't really a run. It was more like a glide for 19 yards into the end zone. The Rams draw first blood with 9:42, 6 on the board. As Van Hoff comes in for the extra point. Snap, kick, up, and good. The Rams go up 7-0 with 9:42 in the first quarter. So you did, it's senior night tonight, James, and so they did get a lot of work with the seniors into this first drive, so which is always nice to see. We also see some of the younger players probably in the second half if the Rams can get control of the game early.
And the David Douglas, as much as I believe they will come out here and fight and try to play, it's just an uphill battle to face this football team. Some would say that it's not fair even, but the Rams they're just a good program, and you have to give it to them when you can.
Exactly. And speaking of give it to them, Chuck Blickel just giving it to me with the stats. Thanks, Chuck. 5 plays, 60-yard drive, 3 rushes, 34 yards on those rushes, and 2 passes for 24 yards. And, so 5-play drive, 60 yards. Kind of true to the Rams. And once again, no punt happened on that drive. Coming in to kick is Van Hoff. He's a senior.
Scots, number 6, Rashawn Crossdale. Number 7, Ruben Scott. Zeke Van Hoff to kick for the Rams.
Cheerleaders out here in their pink.
Kick goes to Ruben Scott, taking it the 10-yard line.
Ruben Scott on the return.
Oh, big hit there and a takedown. Nice job by Dexter Foster
Tyler Newberry
on the kick coverage there. Foster's had quite a year so far, James. Taking a look at his number, 34 tackles on the season, average 4.3 tackles per game. He's always in the mix, right?
Always in the mix. And again, big body, 6'4", 180 pounds. He's got a Division I future ahead of him. I believe he signed with the Oregon State Beavers. I won't hold that against him, but he has a future in this sport.
So David Franco at quarterback. They run a very tight offensive set. And a lot of options off of that. Getting the ball on that play was number 5, Kalani Masad. And he picked up about 4 yards on the play.
It's this version of the wing T offense. It's like you said, a lot of misdirection, a lot of inside handoffs. You don't really know who has the football. So defensively, you have to stay disciplined. If you can win the battle at the line of scrimmage and sort of blow these plays up before they can get into that misdirection, then you're putting yourself in a good position for success.
Exactly. Could have said it better myself.
Brayton Watts on the carry.
So that was a nice, kind of like you mentioned, staying disciplined. Hayes on the tackle there. Just a short gain there for the Scots. Bring up 3rd and 5.
In on the tackle.
Looks like one of the Scots had something in his pocket. He was trying to throw it off to the side. It might have been a cell phone. I don't know. But it was something that he did not need out there on the football field.
Handoff inside. Be a bit short of the first down. It'll be close, though.
Another inside handoff, and now you hear at this situation, a 4th and 1. You can't punt. You have to go for it. You have a quarterback who is also the linebacker, 6'2", 200 pounds. Mm-hmm. May we see the tush push?
The tush push, also known as the quarterback sneak.
If he goes now, quick snap, he might be able to get it. He's a big body.
4th and short, and you kind of leave it on the table. Actually, they pitch it, and a timeout by the Scots. They must have seen something they did not like. And while we have a break in the action, I want to make sure that we announce that at halftime, it is senior night, and there'll be the senior night ceremony at halftime. We'll be sure to have the video of that. We won't be announcing because, well, you want to enjoy senior night, and so we'll just let you watch it. We won't add any commentary.
So since it's senior night, does that mean that you're going?
That's not that senior. I think it's like grade senior, not age.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I was wondering if they were going to honor you
I mean,
today.
We're 7 minutes in, James, and you're already throwing rocks at the old guy. That's okay.
Well, let's talk about this game. Let's talk about this play right here. 4th and 1. I really do believe that their best option is the old quarterback sneak, the tush push that the Philadelphia Eagles have made famous. By the way, I think that it should be outlawed in the NFL.
Yeah.
But until it is, you have a quarterback who's a big body. To utilize that. Right before this timeout, they were about to pitch it, which is not really a recipe for success against this fast Rams defense. Falling forward, you have a better chance.
Absolutely. And looking at they got Carpenter over the nose, and they do pitch it again. They'll get it. It'll be close. It'll be close. It's obviously going to depend on the mark, and I hate saying that because that's like obviously going to depend on the mark, right?
Yes. But good stance right there by the defense. Another doesn't look like, the referee sort of put the ball up. He moved it up a little bit.
He scooched it.
A little scooch. And now they're trying to look down the line. How about just bringing the chains out?
Right. Some people have something to do after this game. We can't spend 15 minutes looking down the fence line there.
Right. Just bring the chains. But that's that spot, anytime the play is like that and it's got all those bodies in there, it's hard to really see where the ball was at the stop.
From an officiating standpoint, it really is kind of the best guess when you have the massive players in there. Boy, look at that. Looking down the line. That is so close. And, boy, it looks like by about a link, James.
First down, David Douglas.
So they get the first down. So far, 4 rushers for Douglas. Total of 11 yards, obviously just enough for the first down here. Thank you, Chuck.
And the Rams have to bring their whole defense back out on the field because all of those guys had already figured that they had stopped them.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what the defense says. It doesn't matter what the referees and the chains say.
So at the 35, they fake the pitch. And, look at the penetration there. Unbelievable. That was Hayes coming through, and there is nothing doing there for the Scots.
Braden Watts at 5'7", going up the middle. He's taking some hits already right now. And they, I guess I would imagine he's one of their weapons, and they want to get the ball in his hands, but they're going to have to get the ball in his hands somewhere else other than right up in that middle right there.
Yeah, there was really not a lot going on there. Hayes with 22 total tackles on the season, having about just under 4 tackles per game, and that was one for the highlight reel. Franco will roll to pitch. Great penetration by the Rams. Just throws it in. Intercepted down the far sideline.
Pass intercepted by number 13, Ron Beaupre.
I'm going to go with the Beaupre on the interception there, just stepping right in front. Actually, not a great throw. A lot of coverage on that play, James. And Beaupre able to step in front of that. Nice return down to the 18-yard lines, and that's where the Rams will take over on offense.
Well, like you said, it was a lot of coverage right there. It was almost like a fight to see who was going to get that interception. I get the play. You're trying to catch them off guard. Dave Franco, he just sort of turned and just threw it blindly, and it got picked off.
Crew back to pass to the end zone. And it was dropped there. Looks like it was caught momentarily, but knocked away at the end. So Davidson, it's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rams.
That's one that I'm sure Davidson and Newman will have some conversation about, because Newman put it right in his hands. Little back shoulder a little bit, but I'm sure Davidson would catch that 9 out of 10 times.
Newman again, back to pass, near side of the field, has a receiver open. Nice tackle there. Smith on the reception, and pick up of about 6. And the Douglas uniforms are slowly bunching up, and it's getting difficult to read some of those numbers.
Are you wearing your glasses?
Yeah, a lot of it doesn't work, though. So 3rd and 5 for the Rams. A fumble. Newman able to pick it up, has some room, actually could get enough for the first down, and does. Can't get to the end zone. Crew Newman turns nothing into something and makes it into the end zone. 6 points for the Rams. Nice little run there by Newman from the 18-yard line.
From the 18-yard line, the old fumble-rooski.
Yeah, I don't know if that was designed, but definitely going to make the highlight reel for tonight.
Yes. He picked the ball up, and a lot of times, see, this is what I like. Crew Newman is an athlete. We said it earlier. He's a football guy. He's a dude. A lot of people are just going to dive on that football. The
right.
loose ball, just dive on it. Now players like Crew Newman, they're going to pick it up and try to score, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, well put, James. We got an injury on the field right now. Rams waiting to add the extra point. Van Hoff waiting patiently there.
Matter of fact, a lot of times coaches teach you, dive on it. Just fall on the ball. Fall on the ball so we'll get the ball back and continue on with the possession. But real players don't like to just fall on the ball.
Elliott for the Scots able to run off the field.
My brother would just fall on the ball. What kind of mess is that? Tony, get up and run.
Get up. Snap's good, holds good, kick is up, and the kick looks really good from here. And the Rams go up 14-0 with 5:38 here in the first quarter.
The Scots had an opportunity. You know, they got the first down. They were moving the ball a lot, but they were moving the ball enough to get first downs.
Right.
4th and short, and then the pass. They tried to complete that one pass, and it just didn't work out for them.
Didn't work out. Well, you know, you got to change up with their, you know, rushing team 9 times out of 10. So, you know, you got to figure you got to keep that defense off or defense honest. It just so happens that the Rams didn't fall for it. Like you said, there was a battle for the interception, and Bupre got it.
Right. And what I think also, I agree with you. You know, you got to keep them on balance, but play to your quarterback strength too. You roll him out to the left, so now he's got to throw across his body. He's already in an uphill battle with the speed that the Rams have. Maybe you roll him out, move the pocket to the right, so now he's throwing to his strong side and try to catch him off guard that way.
Yeah, that's a great point. It doesn't happen very often. That's a great point, James. Yep. Van Hoff there to kick off. Senior night. So 5:38 left in the first quarter. Back for the Scots is number 6, Crossdale, and number 7, Reuben Scott.
For David Douglas.
And it's Crossdale.
Rashad Crossdale on the return.
And the Rams all over him.
Crossdale, he may need to just fair catch that next time, or let it go into the end zone or out of bounds, because it's hard to go up against 11 guys, and it doesn't look like his blockers have the same passion to block on these kickoff returns as they probably did earlier in the year, and even as they should. And so I would hate to see somebody get hurt on these kickoff returns.
Right. Well, and running laterally too, especially against a fast team like the Rams, you don't do yourself any favor. Getting up and down north and south is probably the best way to at least get something out of these kick returns.
A lot of times running lateral is like a business move, just self-preservation. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Franco with the inside handoff. And that is
On the
stuffed.
carry.
Is that
Noah Hayes with the tackle.
Yeah, I want to give that. I mean, there was a host of them, but DeCosmo, I think, was there wrapping them up first. Or maybe Hayes.
Either one of them. They wrapped them up like a Christmas gift.
Definitely in the holiday spirit up front there, right? So a loss of 1 for the Scots.
This would be the down that you try to play action and try to catch the defense off guard.
They pitch it to the left. A little bit of running room. Not too bad there.
Brayton Watts on the carry.
Looks like Dunn on
Timmy
the tackle.
Mitchell with the stop.
The way that the offense is going, anything positive, any positive yards like that is a positive play. I guess that's not rocket science, but
Right.
you just, as long as you sort of stay in front of the chains, if you're the Scots, that's really all you can ask for at this point until you can try to hit a big play.
3rd and 6 for the Scots.
This offense is just real tight, like you said.
And they do that pitch, but the Rams' penetration is so effective. They can't get the edge, and then it gets turned inside, and then there's, 6 Rams waiting to greet them.
Maddox Carpenter on the stop.
And Carpenter making the tackle there to bring up 4th and 8 for the Scots.
Maddox Carpenter. Again, one of my favorite names in all of football, Maddox Carpenter.
David Franco in punt formation for the
So
Scots.
Franco, the quarterback, is into punt.
So he's a quarterback, he's the punter, and he's
Mitchell and Davis deep for the
linebacker.
Rams.
High snap. Line drive kick, and it goes screaming out of bounds at about the 34-yard line in Scots territory.
Yeah, that ball got out of bounds quick. It sort of reminded me of what I can imagine your drivers look like, Steve, out there on the golf course. That shank just sort of makes me think of your
Right.
golf game.
So Scots only 1 pass so far. That was an interception after 7 rushes thus far. 13 yards rushing for the Scots with 3:02 left in the quarter. The Rams take the field. Tyson Davis back with Crew Newman. Very short field, James.
Very short field. And they're always a danger to score in one.
Newman's going to pass. Big rush. Down the field. Oh, just off the fingertips. That was Smith, the intended
Pass
receiver.
intended for Smith, incomplete.
Nice ball, but like you said, just right off the fingertips.
That's one of those playground passes, right? When you're in the playground and you get those right off, you're diving for that asphalt-wise, right? It doesn't matter. You're going to go for that.
Well,
Depends on what. Newman again going to pass. Nice little bubble screen. Flag comes out. And great hard running there. That was
Pass
Davison.
Palmer
Looks like enough for the
Davison.
first down, but we'll see what the flag is all about.
Penalty markers on
two
the flag.
flags, opposite sides of the field, but right on the same line. Guess maybe they both seen the same thing.
Illegal block in the back, 67 offense.
So that'll go against the Rams. Illegal block in the back.
Repeat second.
It's Kanoa Hayes. He just likes to hit people. Offense, defense, he's out there. He just wants to hit
The front
somebody.
of them, the back of them, the side of them,
Exactly.
doesn't matter, right?
He's an equal opportunity hitter.
That backs the Rams up to the 40-yard line. They got to get to the 22 for a first down. It's a second penalty on the night for the Rams. Obviously something Rams coaching staff is looking to flush out. And a pass to the far side. Still on his feet. And a touchdown that just developed kind of out of nothing, just pure effort there.
Into the end zone, touchdown Rams.
Nice right there. Like you said, pure effort, just a regular screen pass. You get great blocking on the outside by your receivers, and then Landon Kelsey does the rest. Just does not want to be denied, will not go down.
Boy, and that was just it. He got a nose for the end zone, and he was sniffing it all the way down that sideline.
You know, players like that, they know that their opportunity, their chances in these games are numbered. So when you get the ball, you better make something happen. As we say, try to move the crowd, and he moved the crowd right there. Got him another touchdown on the season.
Coming in tonight, he had 7 touchdowns. So just adding to that. The Rams adding to the scoreboard, 21-0 with 2:22. 21-0 with 2:22 in the first quarter. Again, it's senior night. Stick around because we're going to videotape senior night. Get all the seniors out there. It's always fun.
Do people say videotape anymore? Are you showing your age?
Boy, they may not, to be honest with you. They may not.
I think it's just record. I think they
think they were going to record it with that camera. This is our last game, right, James, for the season?
This is the last game.
Okay, good. Just making sure. Again, the Rams just showing how talented they are. Just making it look easy. But, you know, one thing to call out, James, is like Chuck just illustrated in his stats, you know, a few penalties.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here, and you're not going to get in a close game. Those are going to be the one that kills you.
And I'm sure Coach has been talking about that. If we could say anything about something the Rams need to shore up all season long, the games that we've watched, they've had unnecessary penalties. And
Right.
I'm sure the coaching staff has been talking about that. There's no reason to give penalties
for the Rams.
in certain situations.
High kick. Nice job there. Scott on the carry. He'll get it about the 15, takes a big hit. And again, there's about 4 Rams in there just
Scott on the return.
Just getting to him. And speaking of just getting to him, Chuck's just getting to the stats so far for Central. 5 rushes, 68 yards. Crew Newman, 3 for 5 passing, 56 yards. Total of 124 thus far in the quarter. And David Douglas, 13 yards of total offense thus far. So Scott's looking to get something going, have some success.
Yeah, and I don't know how or what they're going to do. This is the type of offense that doesn't sort of bode well for when you're playing from behind. Mm-hmm. It's not a quick hit offense. It's a lot of movement, a lot of misdirection, but it's a lot of inside handoffs. And if they want to get back in it, they're going to have to break a big one quickly.
Well, you know, we saw the onside kick to start the game. You know, thinking that maybe they might do a little bit of trickeration, you know, but they've pretty much stuck with their normal offense here, keeping it tight, keeping it on the ground.
And if you're going to throw, you're going to have to throw on first or second down. You can't wait till it's third down when everybody knows you're going to throw.
Mm-hmm. Some good hard running there, but I'll say Watts on the carry. Pick up about, we'll call it 4.
Alani Masad on the carry. Clyde Allen in on
You know, they're running hard. They are running hard. They're trying to do what they can. At some point, I think, again, you may have to fake that pitch and let the quarterback run it. You have to mix it up a little bit. The Rams, you can see they have done their due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
They have watched the film. They know what's going on. They're staying in their lanes.
Inside handoff. That was Bahalo on the carry.
Fumble.
I think Carpenter on the stop. Was there a fumble?
Fumble on the play.
Glad you're paying attention, James. I didn't see it.
Well, again, that misdirection. And He's running through there. As soon as he got the handoff, there was somebody, and I missed the number. There was somebody right there in his face when he got the handoff, and that play went nowhere. And at some point, again, you were thinking about going down. You're thinking about all these hits you're taking, and you're like, this ball, I don't want this ball anymore.
Can you give it to somebody else here?
So he drops the ball.
Watts says he wants it. So 1st and 10 for the Rams.
Typically, well, I won't say typically, but quite often the Rams, after a turnover, they like to go for the big play.
Well, they did bring Sambe into the backfield for this series, or this play anyway. And he'll get over the right side, cuts it up, has some room to the 10, to the 5, and he will get into the end zone. Again, making it look easy, 17-yard touchdown run.
Into the end zone, touchdown Rams.
Sambe, he runs hard. He runs hard. He's going for, they have a whole dance routine after the touchdown.
Oh, boy.
I love it.
It's his 2nd touchdown on the night. He has a very unique way of running. He's able to plant and go hard, hesitate. He's not downhill all the time. He seems to be very much a finesse runner.
Yes, but then he will also break tackles on you too. And he's a sophomore, so he's still learning the position to some level.
Kick is good. Rams 28, Scots nothing.
He's a good running back, and he's going to be good for years.
Van Hoff puts it through. The Rams with another quick score go up 22-0 with 1:11 here in the 28. Yeah, 28. Still 28 with 1:11 left here in the first quarter. Chuck, I owe you one for that.
The Rams, you want to continue to try to get better after each game, and where it may hurt them a little bit is because they have not been challenged lately here in this Mountain Hood Conference. So when you get into the playoffs, you're going to have to be able to build that intensity and make the adjustments in game, because right now they're not really getting challenged. Everything that they do seems to work, and so there's going to be a level of having to just pick it up on your own when you start playing more competitive teams.
Right. It's kind of a tip of the hat to the Scots too, as well. I mean, they're doing everything they can. They're a very powerful Rams team. They're not getting frustrated. They're not getting chippy. Great sportsmanship. And they're just, doing what they need to do to the best they can.
That's true. That's a good point. Sometimes the other team is just better than you. Sometimes you just have an opponent that is a tough matchup, and so you just try your best, and win or lose, you stay true to the game.
Low kick, taking it about the 8-yard line out to the 21-yard line. Looks like the tackle made by Timmy Mitchell, and that's where the Scots will take over the
Rashawn
21.
Crossdale on the return for David Douglas.
Crossdale's picking the ball up, still trying to get as many yards as he can. He's trying to hit that wedge return. But there's just more Scott blockers standing up than it is the Rams after the tackle.
Franco with a handoff. Oh, nearly. Oh, boy. That was almost a disaster for the Scots, because Broughton got in there and almost took the handoff. He was in there so fast, he was almost there for the handoff.
When you say almost a disaster, what?
Well, Broughton basically had his hands on the ball at the same time. He got through there so fast.
The Scots may need to try to change up the play count or the snap. Try to do something to slow this rush down. Okay, they spread out their wideouts. This may be the pass. May not.
Another inside run. Pick up a few there.
Masad on the carry.
The Rams right now are just playing a good
Aaron
old game
Gates
of
with the
tackle the
stop.
man with the football. You
That's
remember
the
that
end of our
game.
first quarter.
Whoever
Our
has the
scores
football,
under Kaplan,
everybody
28,
just runs
David
after
Douglas,
and
nothing.
tackle him. It was a really crazy game that we used to play. But, hey, it made you tougher, and this is what the Rams are doing right now. Every time whoever has the ball, there's at least 4 or 5 Rams there.
Around there, and it's just, stay in your lanes, get the penetration, and it is the misdirection makes it really hard from a defensive standpoint to read. You almost, you just kind of do your job, and if the ball's there, you tackle it.
Well, what the Scots are not doing very well in this misdirection is everybody has to be carrying out the fake. If you're going to if you fake the pitch, you fake the inside handoff, that running back has to carry that fake out. He's got to sort of bend down and lean forward as if he has the ball.
Sell it. Yeah, he's got to sell
He's got to sell the fake. Right. Everybody on that offense has to sell the fake. If not, then it's not very effective. If it's real easy to detect who has the ball. Are these the Blazer dancers? Wow, we got the real Blazer dancers out here. Chuck, you guys are doing it.
Senior night, they break everything out, right? So James, we're going into the second quarter here. Rams up 28-0.
Oh, there's a football game going on.
Yeah, right.
I'm
exactly.
Sorry.
I just want to make sure you're.
I'm sorry.
Franco, actually, the pitch reversed. Oh, look at that defensive discipline. Unbelievable play. That was Zach Davis,
The problem.
the junior.
The problem. We nicknamed him the problem last time. And as you can see it right there, he's the problem right there for the David Douglas Scots.
That's just great discipline. Just great discipline. Davis coming into the night, 24 total tackles, averaging 4 per game.
Are those the Blazer dancers?
I don't know. I'm more watching the game, James.
Remember to keep Portland Plaid, Rip City.
So to bring up 4th and too many, the Scots will come in to punt. That's Franco. And back for the Rams, Timmy Mitchell, a little bit short.
Uh-oh, if he gets his
then
hands on it.
And he'll go out of bounds. And you're you're right. Gates wanted a piece of that, didn't he?
He did. He did.
This time,
Look, they got a bunch of mascots down here. I can't remember the Blazer mascot's name, but I do know that the dance coach for the Central Catholic Rams, she used to be a Blazer dancer, and so I'm sure she tapped into her resources and brought the Blazer dancers here. What a surprise for the fans.
What a surprise! Exactly.
What is the Blazer mascot's name? We need to get someone
We're
on
gonna
that.
have. You have the phone. You can Google that. Davis in the backfield with Newman. Play action to him. Newman all kinds of time. Up, closes to Davis. Davis on the sidelines looking for a seam down to the 15 and goes out of bounds about 13-yard line. Davis just kind of camped out there as a relief valve for Crew Newman.
Crew Newman is just showing off right now. He took a look. He went through all his progressions. He had like 3 guys to throw the ball to. He's trying to decide which one he wanted to. Move the pocket a little bit and found Davis down the sideline.
So they'll mark at the 15. And they do give it to Davis up the middle. Still on his feet, fighting for more yards, and he'll pick up, we'll call that 7.
Tyson Davis. He's a sophomore, too.
On the tackle.
The way he was running like right there, he was not trying to be denied as well. You would think he had Vaseline on his uniform. They was just slipping
off of him, right?
Man.
Second and 4 from the 9. Rams obviously an opportunity to get a first down. Davis again over the right side. Nice hole, great movement. He'll get into the end zone, just slowly backs in for the score. Is Davis, that offensive line just pushing Scots up the field.
There is a flag.
Illegal formation. 5 players in the offense.
And that will be called back. Illegal formation. That's on the far side of the field there.
They're going to have to cut that touchdown song off right there. Hold it off for a play.
Right. So you open the window and yell down to them. So that'll move them all the way back to the 14.
If there's one song that we know the Rams band knows how to play, it's the touchdown song. Because we've heard that a lot through the season. I'm sure they play that in their sleep.
Right.
That's the culture. That's Rams football. Most band members come in and they learn hot cross buns and 3 blind mice. You have to learn how to play the touchdown song if you want to be a member. Of the band.
And Chuck pointed out that it's the second illegal formation against the Rams, and you saw Coach Pine out there, maybe going out and having a discussion with the officials to understand what are they seeing, that causing them to throw that flag.
And the referee points to the scoreboard. That's what I'm saying, Coach. I'm sorry.
Second down, the Rams have to get to about the 5-yard line for a first down. Davis back there with Newman. Newman's going to pass. Looks across the middle, has a receiver through his hands. Pass was a little bit high. It was intended for Pemple.
Incomplete.
Newman, he wants that pass back. I would imagine he takes pride in being accurate. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that college coaches everywhere are going to look at is the accuracy. And that time the ball just sailed on him a little bit. He let it go a little bit high, and it went right over the top of Pimple's hand.
So third down for the Rams. Davis gets it over the right side. Mm-hmm. Well defended. Oh, no. Thanks for the Newman for the touchdown. Davis with a fantastic fake. Newman keeps it and runs to the end zone.
That's how you carry out a fake.
That's how you sell it.
That's how you sell the fake, just like that right there.
Second touchdown for Newman on the night. Fantastic job there.
It's a read option, and Newman made the right read, kept the ball, and scored. I'm sure he has. Can Chuck tell us how many touchdowns Crew Newman has for the season?
Oh, on the season. Have to go deep here.
Because last week he showed off his running ability.
The kick is up and good.
Rams 35, Scots nothing.
Rams
scored a few touchdowns on the ground as well as in the air.
So 35-0 here in the second quarter, 9:53 left. Newman coming into the night, 7 TDs. So that makes 9 TDs on the season. Rams 4 for 7 passing, 81 yards for Newman, 3 carries, 34 yards. And as I mentioned, Crew Newman with 2 touchdowns on the night. 9:53 left.
There was a mascot from the Timbers as well. Boy, this is just a fun night here for the Rams. You got Blaze, that's his name.
Blaze.
Duh. Blaze is out there taking pictures with everybody.
Scott deep for David Douglas.
Yeah. The crowd loves it. What a great night.
A fun night, right? And have to kick off.
Only thing we're missing is half-price hot dogs.
Another short kick at the 10. Scott taking it
on the return.
Down the left side. Nice return there by Scott all the way out to the 35-yard line. Credit to Scott showing some speed there and getting the edge.
Yes, get to the edge. Don't go down that middle. Get to the edge, and he was able to pick up a nice return. It was probably the biggest play of the day for the Scots. Nice return by Scott of the Scots.
Scott for the Scots.
Looks like they're making a few substitutions on defense, keeping the line fresh.
Franco under center. 1st and 10 for the Scots. Franco's going to throw. The screen pass to the right falls incomplete. I don't think Beaupre was going to let that get too far. Maybe we would have been able to tackle him for a loss, so that incomplete pass might have saved him a couple yards.
Right, good call. Dexter Foster got in on that edge and put his hands up. Sort of, he might even have got a hand on it and deflected that pass a little bit. All it needs is just a little bit of redirection, and it becomes a much harder pass to catch.
Chuck pointing out that's only the 2nd pass in the game for the Scots. 0 for 2 for Franco. 2nd and 10. Do a pitch, run it up the middle. Maybe a short gain.
Masad, the ball carrier.
I don't really understand the pitch and
He's
then
on
run
that
up the middle. He's going backwards, so you pitch it back to him about 3 more yards, and then he's running up the middle. It seems like if you want to run up the middle, you don't have to go backwards first to run up the middle. Well, what do I know?
So 3rd and 9 for the Scots. Again, kind of that pitch. He'll take it outside this time. Cuts it up. A lot of running, but only a short gain. Bring up 4th down for the Scots.
Is this 4-down territory?
Masad on the carry.
Why not? I mean,
Jeremiah Katsura.
let him play, right?
With the tackle.
It's Masson on the carry. I think he maybe got 1. Be 4th and 8.
These are the downs that you want to stay away from. I mean, you know, like you said, there's not a lot to lose at this point. But if you're going to pass the ball, this is the time when the Rams know that this is a passing down and they pin their ears and just come after the quarterback.
Right.
Timeout. He lets the clock run down. Try to use as much time as he can before bringing the punt team out.
David Douglas.
So 8 minutes before halftime, James, and just keep in mind, you're going to want to stay in the booth because it is senior night. You're going to watch all that. Make sure we stream it for the fans as well.
You know, it's a good thing. It's a great thing that Oregon Sports Beat does. There's a lot of family. You know, when you think about students, they have family everywhere, and not all family can make it to senior night, but they'll have the opportunity to watch it live and just sort of celebrate and honor their seniors from wherever they are.
And it's senior year. It's a big deal. I mean, there's 4 years of hard work, effort, not only on the football field or in sports, but just in general. Central Catholic being such, a high achieving academic school as well. It's not easy. It's not easy. So.
Absolutely, and to be able to be a student athlete and
fourth down, they do decide to punt. It's blocked. It'll bounce at the 40.
Punting for the Scots.
And I think the net on the punt.
Uh-oh, Timmy Mitchell picks it up.
Oh, he does.
Yes, he does. I knew it. I had a feeling.
That is just smart. He picks it up and runs it in.
The ball was not touched dead.
Touchdown.
It was actually, it was sort of, I'm going to label it the butt kick because the punter kicked it off of the back of one of his blockers who was getting blocked into him. And once the ball is touched, that's behind the line of scrimmage. Once the ball moves across the line of scrimmage, it's got to be touched dead.
Right.
And it wasn't touched dead. Timmy recognized it, picked it up, and off to the races.
Right, and that's smart football right there for Timmy to recognize that.
Yes, he's one of those guys. Again, he's an athlete. He's a football player. He's a dude. When there's an opportunity to score, he's going to take it. He's not going to dive on the ball like my brother.
Oh, I don't know how that slipped through there. The kick is up and kick is good. And Hoffarelli able to keep his composure as the Scots got through and get that PAT. Rams up 42-0 with 7:47 remaining in the half.
Yeah, that was a nice attempt at the block right there. It looked like Jeffrey Baker jumped over the top of the center and was in there trying to block that PAT.
I don't know how he didn't block it. But, you know, Chuck is all over everything tonight. He's pointing out that that's Timmy's 5th punt return for a touchdown on the season.
That's got to be some
Chuck.
type of a record.
Impressive. And really just smart play, taking advantage. I think everyone had kind of relaxed. You know, in fact, some of the Scots players were looking at Timmy like, where are you going?
What are you doing?
Right, what are you doing there?
Teeing up the football for the Rams.
Timmy Mitchell has not been able to get a punt return here. They've punted the ball out of bounds. They've shanked a couple punts. The kickoff was the one kickoff that's going to happen. It went out of bounds. So he has not been able to get his hands on the football. But as you can see, he's hungry, and when he gets it, he takes it to the house.
Crossdale and Scott back. Looks like it'll be Scott again from about the 10-yard line. Looking for a seam.
Reuben Scott on the return.
Rams doing a nice job staying in their lanes up the field, and short return for Scott. They'll mark the ball about the 23-yard line.
The kickoff return, it always looks like there's more room than it really is. And then the holes close up fast. Scott looked like he might have had action, and then you start seeing him running to the left, running to the right.
Right.
Just trying to again, self-preservation. But he's still running hard. You got to give the guy credit. Do they come out pass here on first down?
Mix it up a little bit maybe.
Looks like it.
Good call. Franco looks to his left. Heavy rush, rolls to his right. That big
He
frame.
drops the ball.
David Franco.
And he did drop the ball on his way out of bounds. And the Rams recover. I don't know who picked that up.
I've never seen that before in my life.
I wonder if he thought he was out of bounds and
Yes,
they
I
do
think
give
he
it to-
thought he was out of bounds. Either that or he was like, please don't hit me. But I think he thought he was out of bounds.
that'll be interesting to roll the replay back later tonight and see just what happened there.
He's running out of bounds. He had picked up maybe a yard or two
Yeah.
and was just going to go out of bounds. But he dropped the ball before he made it out of bounds. And he really wasn't even close to getting hit. That's an interesting play right there.
So the Rams get it the 24-yard line. Got another short field. Newman looks like quick throw, has a receiver, and that is going to be a touchdown. As Davison basically battles the last few yards into the end zone. Davison with the quick 6 after the turnover.
He went backwards into the end zone, too. That's the second time the Ram has sort of moonwalked his way into the end zone right there. I've never seen that before either. But Davis is another weapon right up that slot, right down the hash marks. Great pass, little great pitch and catch. We've seen it before. After turnovers, they like to go for the big play.
They like to go. It's interesting. We talked about Crew going through the progression. No progression there. I mean, that was Davison all the way.
Just a quick one-step, two-step drop right to Davison, touchdown.
Kick is up. Kick is good. Chuck here. Davison, 2 catches on the night. One was a TD and one was for 36 yards. So padding the stats with some very spectacular plays is Davison.
Sometimes if you want to, football fans or even scouts or anybody like that, sometimes you just look at numbers. Numbers don't always tell the story. you may look at the end of the game and see Crew Newman. You may say, well, he only threw for 180 yards or whatever the case may be. Every time they get the ball, it's a short field. You know, on a short field, you can only go as far as the end zone is. Yeah. So you can't always just look at numbers and think you can tell the story. You may even look at time of possession. Sometimes people look at time of possession and think that's going to tell you everything. But the Scots have probably had the ball for a time of possession longer than the Rams, but it just doesn't take the Rams long to score.
Yeah.
Crossdale and Scott deep for David Douglas.
Definitely great points on that. You know, those short fields.
Head off to kick for the Rams.
And off to kick. Back for the Scots again is Crossdale and Scott.
Coach over here of the Scots is really he has a player that is really unhappy out there.
And that goes through the end zone.
Will come out to the 25.
He's really trying to hold somebody back. Players, tough season.
Tough season.
Tough season. You win that game early in the year, then you go on a losing streak. You know, I'm sure he's probably not. All this frustration is not just based off of today's game.
Right. So they bring the ball out to the 20. High school sports, touchbacks to the 20.
That's odd that in high school sports you start at the 20 and 25 and 35 for professional and college.
Mm-hmm. And the little pitch, and it's taken up the middle. Masad. And he's brought down, I mean, really by a host of Rams. You kind of have to go by the one who's on the bottom and assume that made the tackle, and that would be Hayes.
Grover Mello in on the tackle.
There's just not a lot working well for the Scots. You know, they just can't get anything going. And the frustration that we talked about is, is not surprising when you can't get anything going. Your passing isn't working. The run isn't working. Other than that,
second 9, inside handoff. Again, runs into a host of Rams.
What do you call a bunch of Rams?
Looks like Carpenter there. Carpenter. Right, so Chuck kind of breaking down the offensive production of the Scots so far this half with 6:13 left. 14 rushes thus far and 2 passes, both incomplete. Actually, one was incomplete, one was intercepted. So really the Scots struggling to get anything going. But, you got to figure who you're going up against here. Timeout called by the Scots.
They was trying to draw them off sides, and that was really the whole play right there. See if we can get a free play. And when you couldn't, then you just called the timeout, and now you'll call your real play.
To the locker room entrance on the left side of the field right now.
Getting ready for senior night.
It is senior night again. We'll be showing senior night during halftime on Ram TV.
To the locker room entrance on the left side of the field right now.
And Chuck didn't need the calculator for this stat, James. 7 yards rushing thus far for the Scots. 7 yards net rushing for the Scots in this half.
By net,
there's some losses there.
7, yeah.
But it's not so much the Scots, it's more just the dominance of the Rams.
Yeah, they've made a lot of pretty good teams look kind of bad. As they call them in the NFL, the big uglies up front have just been soaking up all the lanes. There's just no lanes to run. Okay, now they come out in 2 wide.
Going to pass. Well, outside route. It falls incomplete. I think that was intended there for Baker, but Baker didn't even have his head turned around. But Franco probably trying to get rid of the ball as fast as he could.
They weren't on the same page. They're playing two different games. Franco is playing hot potato, and his receiver is still trying to run his routes. He's trying to get rid of that ball quickly. He actually had more time than I believe he thought he was going to have.
Right. So fourth down. Now there's Timmy. I was wondering where Timmy Mitchell was. Demarion Gates out there as well. Franco with the kick. Great punt. Just booming it. It'll sail out of bounds, but good, strong kick.
Very nice punt. So he showed that he can punt the ball. Earlier, it went off the side of his foot, but that's a really nice punt.
So probably the deepest field position for the Rams, at least in this quarter. Most of the Rams' offense has been on the Scots side of the field.
Play your starters here all the way through the first half. The receivers are trying to figure out where they're supposed to be. They're trying to figure out who's going to catch this ball right here.
Tyson Davis in the backfield with Newman. He'll get it off the left side. Nice hole. Cuts it up. He's got enough for a first down. Cuts it to the middle. One tackle. He's still on his feet. He'll bust it. He's down to the 30.
Oh, my.
To the 20. He is going to the house, making it look easy.
Tyson Davis
Is Davis.
takes it all the way. Touchdown.
No flag on the field. And the Rams add another 6. So a couple times, James, looks like Davis was going to go down, wrapped up.
Yes, but we talk about that resiliency, that willing to not willing to go down, just will not be denied. There's a lot of tackles broke right there, and it's not just bad tackling; it's how hard he runs. He's trying to score, understanding that you may not get very many more opportunities in this game, and he is trying to touch the ball and take it to the house.
And that he did. Davis, well, what are you looking at, Chuck? 55-yard TD run? 60-yard TD run for Davis. Looking to add a point here. Is Van Hock.
One play. Once again, one play touchdown drive.
Kick is up and good. Rams up 56-0 with 5:19 left in the half. So I suspect maybe a lot of scouts, maybe even some of the players and families players, they're going to be wearing out the rewind button on the VCR tonight.
The rewind button on the VCR.
Right? Isn't that how you watch the replays?
You know, if you still have a VCR, I don't know what to say. But they will be watching, and there's a lot of things to watch, a lot of action, a lot of highlights, a lot of big plays, and we're only at the first half. And there's still 5 minutes left in the first half.
5 minutes left. That was a quick score. Crosdale and Scott back for the Scots.
Crosdale and Scott deep for David Douglas. Zeke Van Hoff to kick for the Rams.
See, some of the players are talking to their families as they get ready for
senior night. It just kind of stuck it on the green there. And actually, that was a pretty nice return there by Crosdale.
Great kick. You know, I get it. Crosdale, they was going to let the ball roll into the end zone, you know, and no need on taking hits if you don't have to. But the ball just died right there at the 2-yard line.
I mean, 99 out of 100 kicks, and when it bounces there, it's going to go into the end zone. Rarely is it just going to stick the green like that.
This is one of those times if you're a Scott, you say, see, look, there's just nothing going our way.
Franco under center. Pitches it to the left. A little bit of a hole there.
You knew that wasn't going to be a pass play. The Scots only had 10 players on the field. At the last minute, the receiver stepped out on the field and just lined up.
Hudson Coe on the tackle there.
Brenner in on the tackle.
Good gain there by the Scots. Pick up about 4. Bring up 2nd and 6. And that pitch, a little bit of a hole. And nice job there for Smith with the tackle, but not after the Scots pick up their first down of the quarter. I think they had 1 first down in the first quarter.
Kalani Masad, still continues to run hard. You have to be able to, if you're going to be successful against these Rams and their defense, you have to be able to create some yardage after a first contact. Because they're going to hit you early.
They are going to hit you early, and it looks like Brenner there hitting early there, and no gain for the Scots.
Those yak yards. Yards after contact.
The 2nd and 10. Marker still has first, but there it is. Okay.
The Scots players don't look like they're in a hurry to get back to the huddle.
No. But getting credit, sticking to it. They're just trying to grind it out. I mean, there's always next year, and so you're building your program for the next year.
Absolutely. And you're on film. That's the thing that a lot of people want. A lot of players nowadays, they want film. And so every play counts. You got to believe that somebody is watching each play.
3rd and 7. Clock continued to run with 2:40 left in the half. .240 before senior night presentation starts. Well, inside handoff. They faked the pitch, but somebody wasn't fooled. I think that was Foster on the tackle.
Clyde Allen with the tackle.
Take that back. Allen.
Yeah, they haven't been fooled all day.
No.
That's a lot of studying, a lot of discipline.
David Franco,
18 yards rushing for the Scots this half. The Rams defense has been phenomenal. 18 yards on 20 carries. Thanks, Chuck. 4th down. Mitchell and Gates back for the Rams.
Last time Franco got off a really good punt.
Oops. Again, off the back of a player's head, and then picked up and returned. I don't think that's Smith on the return.
Sahil Smith into the end zone.
It is Smith into the end zone for a quick 6. Just taking advantage of a beneficial hop.
Right.
And he had some momentum upward forward momentum.
Low punt.
Disregard
Off the back.
flag, touchdown Rams.
Off the back of another offensive player. The ball doesn't go very far. And there you go. You end up with another kick 6.
Right.
But Franco has not. Other than that one punt that he had, he's been kicking line drives, and they've been staying low. And we've seen 2 of them bounce off the back of one of his teammates. And both of those were returned for touchdowns. The Rams are looking at every opportunity when they can to score.
Every opportunity.
Looks like they're missing a player on the PAT.
Chuck's pointing out it's the second special teams touchdown on the night. Timmy Mitchell, and of course you saw Smith there on that return. Thank you, Chuck. You know, on the punt coverage, that happens so fast, difficult for the punt coverage team really to know where the ball is and react. I mean, by the time Smith got the ball, I mean, he was at the 30-yard line with a full head of steam, and the coverage is just trying to figure out where the ball was at.
Right. That ball, like you said, the defense, the punt team, they're looking for the ball down the field. They don't know that the ball, and by the time you locate the ball with this type of speed, they've already turned the corner and on the way home.
Heading for green.
The balloons.
The balloons are leaving the stadium.
So the first balloon went up. I believe it was a 4. And I guess they figured, you know what?
Let them all go.
Let them all go. It looks like we can't just hold on. We just can't be the class of 202.
202.
Balloons stay together. Now that's Ram football.
Right.
Even the balloons.
Kicking off looks like Landon Kelsey.
Reuben Scott on the return.
Scott going east to west, and he will be dragged down at about the 14-yard line.
Jimmy Mitchell on the tackle.
Yeah, Mitchell on the tackle there. Not much of a return. 1:05 left in the half, and the Scots getting very deep back in their own territory, really trying to get something started. Anything to go into halftime.
Right. And it's going to be the work. The coaches are really, I would imagine, and I hate to think like this, but some of the players are not going to want to come back out in that second half. I can imagine. We're talking about teenagers. We're talking about the last game of the year, 63-0 at this time. Coach is going to have to go deep into his motivational speaking to get a few guys motivated.
You coach. It's never about one game. It's never, you know what I mean? It's more of what you're building towards, the experience, the character building, those types of things. I mean, this is just one game. This is flash in the pan in the whole scheme of your football career. Don't dwell on it. Go out and have fun.
Absolutely. And that's what adults say. That's what coaches know. Kids don't always think the same way, but that is what the job of a coach is, to try to help the kids understand that. You come on out here, you come out in the second half, you finish what you started, and we go out fighting.
2nd and 9. Be one more play, possibly one more play in the half. Again, senior night. Families have gathered along the sidelines.
They have their signs, their pictures, their flowers. Yeah. What a night.
All the time and effort that went in to put those together. And that should do it here for the half. So again, stick around, watch the senior night presentations and announcements that'll go on at halftime. We'll bring that to you on Oregon Sports Beat. For the time being, Rams up 63-0 for the first half. Great highlight reel for everybody. On behalf of Chuck, James, and I, we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Thanks for watching Ram TV.
Well, good evening and welcome to our packed full halftime activities tonight. Getting underway, we present our Rams song leaders, cheerleaders, and mini Rams. Let's hear it for our song leaders, cheerleaders, and our mini Rams tonight. Great job, all of you. Fans, tonight we honor 36 senior cheerleaders, song leaders, football players, and their parents and families. We want to thank these student athletes for all their hard work and dedication throughout their time at Central Catholic. We want to especially thank the parents and families for their encouragement and continual support of their athletes, our athletic programs, and our Central Catholic community. Now, let's introduce these student athletes and their families. First, senior cheerleaders. Abby Miller, Mom Demetra and Dad Terry. Sabina Quinteros, Mom Tricia, Stepmom Noemi, and Dad Julio. Emily Twitchell, Mom Nora, Violet Walker, Mom Jenny, and Dad Wendell. Next up, our senior song leaders. Taryn Batiste, Mom Tammy and Dad Greg. Emma Daniels, Mom Ann and Dad Reggie. Grayson Epstein, Mom Catherine. Allie Hatton, Mom Lisa and Dad Mark. Medina Kita, Mom Valerie. Nemi Machin, Mom Joel and Dad Lee. Betta Martin, Mom Jill, Dad Greg and family. Elena McLean, Mom Susanna, Dad Pete. Lily Pommier, Mom Nancy and Dad Dave. And Yasmin Woodard, Mom Michelle and Dad Dave. Next up, our senior football players. Number 2, Kate Galen, Mom Erica and Dad Bryce. Number 4, Tommy Pimple, Mom Kristen and Dad Aaron. Number 5, Nico May, Mom Sandra, Dad Jeremiah. Number 6, Crew Newman, Mom Gina and Dad John. Number 7, Timmy Mitchell Jr., Mom Tina and Dad Timothy. Number 8, Dexter Foster, Mom Ashley and Dad Dexter. Number 9, Clyde Allen, Mom Catherine and Dad Aaron. Number 10, Gavin Dunn, Mom Danielle and Dad Bobby. Number 11, Palmer Davison, Mom Teal, Dad Henry and family. Number 13, Ron Beaupre, Mom Stacy. Number 14, Ty Jones, Mom Holly. Number 50, Daniel Savage, Mom Christy and Dad John. Number 17, Patrick Phelps, Mom Megan and Dad John. Number 25, Ariane Purifoy and Mom Ariana. Number 43, Jeremiah Katsuda, Dad Ken and Brother Malachi. Number 49, Ronald Stephen Thornton III, Dad Ronald and Mom Crystal. Number 50, Aiden Broughton, Dad Corey. Number 51, Grover Mello, Mom Jan and Dad Rich. Number 54, Israel Palacios, Mom Victoria and Dad Edgar. Number 75, Maddox Carpenter, Mom Carly and Dad Casey. Number 87, Zeke Vanhoff, Mom Susan. And number 89, Sam Schuber, Mom Megan and Dad Rudy. Congratulations, seniors. We wish you all the best. We're not done yet. It is time for the Central Catholic cheerleaders. And now we present the Central Catholic Song Leaders. Just a reminder that if you exit Hillsboro Stadium facilities, leave the gate, there is no readmittance this evening. So if you do choose to leave, there is no readmittance through Hillsboro Stadium this evening. Congratulations, fans. We raised $708.51 for the American Cancer Society this evening, and we thank you.
Well, welcome back, everyone, to Hillsboro Stadium. Again, it's Ram TV, the Central Catholic Rams taking on the Scots from David Douglas. And it's been quite a half here, James. As you know, we've got to watch the Rams put up 63 points against the Scots. Special teams, offense, short fields, long runs, long passes, you name it. The Rams put it together and delivered 63 points in the first half. Chuck was great, able to keep up with the high stats for the Rams, and he put that together for you, and you kind of give the Rams fans kind of a taste of what happened this half.
Well, the Rams have 150 yards on 8 carries. Their leading rusher is Tyson Davis with 2 carries for 68 yards. Passing, 107 yards. Crew Newman, 5 for 8. You know, again, we talked about it on the short field, you know, so his numbers may not look like that, but he has been impressive. Let's not get it twisted. Leading receiver is Landon Kelsey with 2 catches for 41 yards. So a total offense of 257 yards in the first half. 2 penalties that I'm sure coach is not happy about, but 2 penalties for 10 yards. For the David Douglas Scots, it's been a total different story. They have 20 net yards on 18 carries. Their leading rusher is Kalani Masad with 10 carries for 22 yards. They are 0 for 3 in passing, which means that there is no receiver that has caught any passes, that has any statistics from the passing. So total offense, 22 yards here in the first half for the David Douglas Scots.
Really a testament to the Rams defense, really not giving the Scots, obviously from the stats, anything to work with. The front line has dominated the line of scrimmage on defense, great penetration, and really a misdirection offense that could be problematic for most teams, but not for the Rams tonight.
Not for the Rams. You know, we talk a lot about the Ram way and talk a lot about culture and whatnot, and that culture of excellence, and you can see that they've done their homework. You know, the game doesn't just get played here on Thursday night. The game is played all throughout the week. You can see they practice. Their guys are disciplined. They understand the assignment, and they're all playing assignment football, and they're winning right now.
So as we enter the third quarter, we will be going to do a running clock. They'll start with 12 minutes. But a great opportunity for some of the players that don't get a lot of reps during the course of the season to get some playing time tonight. And we get to see some talent, up-and-coming talent for the Rams.
Yeah, you know, and the running clock, you know, it was started off being a little controversial, but this is high school sports, high school football. You don't, especially in football, you don't want to just have the clock stopped here in the second half and guys get an opportunity to get hurt in a game like this, 63-0. You want to keep the clock running and just let people play, have a little bit of fun, and finish out the game.
That's right. Speaking of having fun, Jaden Jordan, the sophomore, back for the Scots, along with Scott for the Scots, number 7. We'll sail into the end zone. Looks like, I think Kelsey kicked off on that one there, James.
Yes, Landon Kelsey did kick off.
Touchback ball goes out to the 20, first and 10.
So they bring the ball out to the 20 on the touchback. See if they make any offensive changes for the Scots.
They come out in a new set, a new formation.
Franco still in the quarterback spot. Pitch it up the middle.
Kalani Masad on the carry.
Masad again, you know, usually on a pitch you think it's going wide, but Masad takes it kind of between the tackles there. Nice run there. Will pick up about 5 yards.
Now, you know, on first down, you want to pick up. You want to pick up 4 or 5 yards at least on first down. Gives your offense a little bit more the ability to be a little bit more creative here on second down. Let's see if they come out here in the second half and show a little bit more creativity, maybe some trickeration, some little dipsy-do. I'm not sure if it's in their offensive playbook, but this would be the time to call it.
Listen to that. Another pitch up the middle between the tackles. No gain there. It's like the tackle made by Aiden Broughton. Bring up third down for the Scots.
You know, if they pitch that ball to Masad like they've been doing and then he throws it,
right?
You know, that might could catch somebody sleeping a little bit because they've caught me sleeping.
That is a good variation. Franco out of the shotgun on third down. Haven't seen this. He's going to pass to the left, nearly intercepted. Great play there by Ty Jones to come up and make a play on the ball, bring up fourth down for the Scots.
Shotgun, like you said, a new formation right there. You know, I think Franco is making his mind up sort of before the snap on who he's going to throw the ball to. And in some regards, he's getting a little bit more time than he thinks he has, so he could maybe check down to a second receiver. Doesn't always have to predetermine his read.
Right, and rushing, I mean, the rush will come, but got to give a little bit of time to see that. So 0 for 4 for Franco on the night. He will punt. High short kick. It'll bounce out of bounds. No, it stays in bounds. At the 40. No touchdown on this one, James.
That's a win for the Scots, and they only had 10 guys out on the field that time on that punt.
Road Beaupre taking the punt.
Okay, the Rams with the short field.
Tackled by Armani Hayes.
They'll spot the ball at the 40.
Like we were talking earlier, you just mentioned, you know, we'll probably see a lot more players. We're going to have to really start looking through this play sheet to see, to check these numbers and see who's in the game right now. You're going to allow some players to get more playing time, and this is how you continue to build your program.
Looks like Robbie Long, the quarterback, number 32, sophomore. And in the backfield with him is Ryvan Reese. Timeout call by the Rams as they try to get things organized here. And we start to look at the roster.
All athletes interested in trying out for a winter sport must have all clearance requirements submitted to the athletic office no later than Friday, November 3rd. All clearance materials can be found on the athletic page at centralcatholichigh.org.
PA announcers start making announcements about winter sports. You know, winter sports are coming up. Yeah, basketball's right around the corner.
Rumor has it you're a pretty good coach yourself when it comes to the hardwoods there.
Well, you know, don't want to spoil anybody's rumors or anything.
Right. You'll go with it.
I'll go with it. But November 13th, the first day of fall sports, I'm sure the Rams will still be deep in the playoff run. So those football players will just have to wait a little bit longer before they come out for basketball. And there was a big signing that we made that Chuck was showing us, or a possible signing for the Rams.
Long hands off to Reese over the right side. Still on his feet. Running hard down to the 23.
Ravon Reese, the ball carrier.
Keeps his feet churning. Just kept his feet churning, kept his feet moving. Refused to go down. Continue to pick up yards.
That's good for a Central Catholic. First down.
It's the 5th rusher for the Rams tonight. Thank you, Chuck. Chuck's kind of on his game tonight, too.
Oh, yeah, Chuck is rolling. Call him Butter because he's on a roll.
Again, Reese over the right side, cuts it up, has some room, bounces it outside, and goes down to the 10-yard line. Reese showing some of his moves there.
Reese, the ball carrier. David Franco in on the stop. That's good for another Ram first down.
Does churn those legs, doesn't he, James?
Yes, he's tough to go down.
28 yards on those 2 carries. They spot the ball at the 12.
You learn that early when you become a running back. Keep your feet moving. Keep your feet moving. But not everybody does it. He's showing you how to do it.
And why not? Reese up the middle. Reese into the end zone. Rams at 6.
Ravon Reese into the end zone.
Ravon Reese. Rams. 3 carries. That was all Reese all the time, that
Reese.
drive.
All Reese all the time. Reese's Pieces right there. 11. he's a junior too, so you can imagine that he's going to be back next year. We're in the throes of a really good football program. I want to say dynasty here.
You can't use the D word on Ram TV.
All right. I didn't say it.
Extra point is partially blocked.
Diversion attempt is
Ramirez
not good.
Keeps the Rams away from the 70 mark. Rams up 69-0 with 4:54 left in the third quarter.
You know, they're coming off the field. They're up 69-0, but players are unhappy right now about that PAT. Guy got through and got his hands on the PAT, and a lot of people would just be like, oh, well, what's the big deal? But they are not happy right now. You love to see that as a coach.
You want to see, yeah, right. Yep, and you working towards mistake-free football.
Oh, and we just missed a moment right there where the two cheerleaders, both cheerleading teams came together and just had a little sportsmanship right there. Do we know the name of the Ram mascot? Rammy?
Rammy.
Oh, okay, Rammy. Rammy.
We were watching watching the Spirit squad through the course of the game and during the halftime, the routines. You know, you got some talent on the football field. There's some talented girls and boys on the Spirit. It's like unbelievable. Yeah, very coached well. Coached very well.
You know, if you're going to be cheering and dancing for this football team, you got to bring your A game too, because there's going to be a lot of people at these games watching the football team. So you got to bring your A game. You can't be out there, messing up on the butterfly.
The kick goes out of the end zone. Van Hoff with a nice kick there. Line drive out of the end zone. Clock continues to run. 4:24 in the third quarter.
And every player runs down and touches the end zone on the kick.
Chuck, let me know. Lily Palmer actually got a scholarship for the University of Oregon dance and cheer team. So scholarships there.
Scholarships everywhere. That's amazing. Could you have gotten a scholarship as a dancer when you were in high school?
Does it require jumping? I think if it requires jumping, that'd be a no. 3:50 left in the third. This time, Franco under center.
I bet you're a great dancer. Ask your wife if you're a really good dancer.
A lot of silence on this end as the Rams able to make the stop there after a short gain.
Braden Watts on the carry. Homer Davidson on the tackle.
Bring up 2nd and 5.
Yes. They were here last time. 2nd and 5. Picked up 5 yards on the first down. And
Watts for the Scots. 7 carries, 19 yards tonight. Thanks, Chuck.
the boss is here, Steve, so act right.
Oh, now we got to start working, right? Laura Yeager in the booth. It's like the tackle made by Phelps.
Patrick Phelps in on the tackle.
Bring up 3rd down.
Third and 4. Let's see if they come back out in that shotgun formation. You know, at least it gave them a different look. But, you know, a lot of things about football, you stay true to who you are. So they're back in the same. Uh-oh.
Fumble the snap. Pitched it. Fumble on the play. The ball is bouncing around like a hot potato. Picked up. I think that was Pimple on the recovery.
Fumble on the play. Picked up by
yeah, he does have it.
Tommy Pimple on the recovery.
Franco fumbled the snap a little bit and then went to pitch to somebody who wasn't there, and everything unraveled from that point. But Tommy able to pick that up. He's going to want that all over again. He had 6 points on it
Right, he was trying to get into that end zone as well. But the play right there, you know, this offense is a lot of it is based on timing. And when the timing got messed up because of the snap, Franco still tried to pitch it, but the running back was not where he last saw him. And so the ball bounced around on the ground. And like we've talked about before, these players are not looking to dive on the ball.
Right.
Like my brother.
Pebble on the field in the slot. Reese in the backfield along with Long. Long will keep it. Headed for the end zone. Cuts it inside and into the end zone.
Robbie Long on the keeper.
Is Long for 6.
Into the end zone. Touchdown Rams.
He broke a tackle right in the backfield. Looked like it could have been a loss. He broke a tackle. He made his way to the 2-yard line, and then he got Long.
Long into the end zone. So clock continued to run, 26 seconds. Rams up 75-0.
Let's see if they made an adjustment here. The last kick may have been deflected a little bit, and we'll see that in-game adjustment here.
Chuck pointing out that Long is the 6th rusher tonight for a TD. Yeah. And Hoff for the kick. Kick is good. A lot better execution there. And the Rams go up 76-0.
All right, it's the end of the third quarter.
That was a very fast quarter, right there. You know, the Rams had a few more touchdowns on the board, but very fast quarter. I would say it was about 12 minutes. Now,
yeah, that was a quick 12 minutes, wasn't it?
Quick 12 minutes here.
But, you know, the turnover, Pepple picked up that turnover and, you know, made it easy for the Rams, another short field. You talked about it earlier, James, with just the stats. I think at halftime it was less than 250 total yards, but 63 points. You know, just a short field all night long.
It's safe to say that the Rams have dominated this football game in every aspect.
But now as a coach, you got the Mountain Hood Conference 1, undefeated throughout the year. There's quite a mental aspect as you go into the playoffs because you've really dominated the regular season against some great opponents, and Jesuit, Bellevue, and now you're going to the playoffs. It's like starting over, right?
It's like, exactly. It's like starting over, and so you're going to have to get your team sort of motivated again and let them understand that what you've seen in the last 6, 7 games of the Mountain Hood Conference is probably not what you're going to see in the playoffs. You can make it look like that if you continue to play good football and continue to execute and don't commit penalties,
right.
But you're not going to go into the game thinking that the game is going to be relatively easy like it has been
right,
over these last weeks.
So much from the mental aspect. Speaking of mental aspect, Chuck, on the stats, he's adding like nobody's business. He was able to add that the Rams had 200 rushing yards so far and 199 passing yards. And he's right, 399 total. Chuck's all over it tonight.
With no calculator.
I know. It's amazing.
I'm impressed.
Maybe they need some help in the math department? No, Chuck wouldn't be that? Okay. He waved that off really quick.
Probability and statistics.
Right. Little pitch to the left. And nothing there.
Braden Watts on the carry.
Going to get a read on the.
Brevin Pike with the tackle.
Second about 11 for the Scots.
And take their time. Again, let the clock run down. No need to hurry. And get the ball back in the hands of the Rams offense.
Franco out of the shotgun.
Franco's
Pass it to, looks like it was intended for Baker.
Have your attention, please.
Fell
Is
incomplete.
Baker on the sideline of the
A
Rams?
missing iPhone has been turned in.
0 for 4 on the
it,
night for Franco. 0 for 5
Central
for Franco
AD
on the
Laura
night.
Yeager will have it down by the blue tent near midfield at the conclusion of tonight's game. If you're missing your iPhone, check in at the end of the game by the blue tent. If you can identify it, you can have it back.
3rd and 11 for the Scots.
They're finding iPhones. The crowd is dropping iPhones.
Yeah. Those things aren't cheap these days.
I
Franco
know
out of the
it's not a
shotgun
student.
again. Same slant play.
Ooh.
Determine whether that was intercepted. And it is intercepted.
Trayton Prama.
Hey, nice
with
play
the interception
there, I wanna
for the
say.
Rams.
Taking Prom. 4th interception on the night. Yeah, that was Prom playing the deflection, hauling that in.
Jumping in front of that pass. He read the lane. He read the route. Great defensive play right there. We have seen some of everything in this game. We've seen a fumble. We've seen a fumble snap. We've seen a blocked punt. We've seen interceptions. We've seen punt return, touchdowns. We've seen this game has had it all.
Had it all. It's like Jake Wright in the backfield with Long. Wright, the sophomore.
I think he's going to get it.
On the right side, bounces it to the outside. He'll go out of bounds after a nice gain of about 5. Jake Wright.
He sort of gave that play away a little bit in my mind. He as
Penalty markers
quarterback
on the play.
backed up a little bit. He backed up so that he could get his
the
angle
angle,
right.
right.
And so when he started taking that step back, you could tell, okay, he's about to get this football.
Good read, James. It's like officials are discussing a little something there.
I think they're mic'd up. Hey, where are you going after this game? Where are you going to eat after the game?
Third, hold on the offense.
It's like holding
That penalty
against
is
the
accepted.
Rams. That'll
After the
back them
play
up.
was over, dead ball, foul, it hit up on the
Again, you
defense.
talked about the cheer squads getting together, showing some sportsmanship. Again, despite the score, nothing chippy. Everything's actually, they're all playing pretty level-headed football.
Well, there's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty right there. They had to march off the hold first, and then they came back with the unsportsmanlike. He sort of continued to tackle him when he was way out of bounds.
Oh, I see. So they'll put the ball to 23. It's the 4th penalty against the Rams for 35 yards.
You know, the Scots, they were just happy that they were, you know, that he had finally wrapped him up. It's been hard to wrap up these guys.
Right. Then the clock run down, waiting for the official to give the, hey, it's almost about to expire, the play clock. Right over the left side. Nice running to find the hole, right, with enough for a first down. Down to the 19, or excuse me, 14.
Jake Wright, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Jake Wright just keeps finding the hole, looking for the hole, but as he's
Kevin
looking,
Coe
he's still
Jr.
moving forward,
with the tackle.
moving north, and looking for his hole. And you know,
Right.
he's not back there dancing. He's moving forward. What grade is the Wright kid?
Again,
Jake Wright is a sophomore.
right,
Yeah. Jake.
correct. 1st and 10. Up the middle, searching for a hole. Makes something out of nothing. Kind of a credit, you know, we we don't give enough credit, but all these points and these scores
Jake
for the
Ryan on
Rams,
the carry.
I mean, the offensive line,
Eddie
week in and week
Ofa on
out,
the tackle.
I mean, they own the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely. You can't do anything if you don't have time. No offense looks good if the quarterback is on his back. The running back is not having any lanes. No offense is going to work. And this offensive line has been stellar all year. And you know the beauty of it all is that they're all coming back next year.
Yeah. Isn't that something? That warms a coach's heart. Timeout on the field for the Scots.
The clock stops during timeouts.
Just a reminder, the OSAA will have the playoff brackets out at the beginning of next week. We'll be able to see who the Rams face in the first round and see who the competition is as they move through. Each game is a win or go home.
And the Rams would probably host a game. It should be here. Oregon Sports Beat. Not sure we'll be able to broadcast that game yet.
OHAA gets a lot of the playoff work. Some confusion on the field.
Some players are not used to being out on the field, and so they sort of forget that it's their turn to be out there.
I'll say that's Soleil Bell out there. He'll get it up the middle. And he won't get far. He'll be lucky to get to the line of the scrimmage. They'll bring up third down.
Soleil Bell on the carry. Eddie Ofa on the tackle.
Wasn't a lot of room right there. You know, he's trying to make something out of nothing, but this was not a lot of room for Bell to make anything happen right there. I think that confusion on the line with the late substitution or the late entrance sort of just jumbled that play up from the beginning.
So Bell again. Chuck pointing out that's the 8th rusher for the Rams tonight.
There's no one guarding their slot receiver. Here he comes.
There he goes. They'll give it to Bell. Bell plants a foot, cuts it upfield. And he'll bring up Rams 4th and about 4. Clock runs with 3 minutes left.
You know, there's a lot of pride in being able to say it. You know, I'm sure everybody on the football team is just happy right now. Just to be able to say that I play for the Rams, for the Central Catholic Rams. They have, you know, experienced another winning season, winning another league title. You know, I'm sure there's just a lot of pride going through these guys. A lot of hard work goes into it as well. Uh-oh.
Absolutely. Bell cuts it up. Oh, he was looking for the end zone. He'll be caught short of the 2, but Bell able to get enough of the first down. And you're right. It's a lot of work that goes into this. It's a, you know, year-round thing. Coaching staff. It's, yeah, this is just where they get to shine.
Right.
The work that goes in off the field all year round is what gets success.
And if you're not careful, you can just look at this game and make it look like it's easy. The Rams do a lot of good things, a lot of things well, and it may look like it comes easy to them, but this is not easy. You have to work every day. You work 4 nights a week, 4 days a week, and then you play one game. And to be this good and to be this proficient at all levels, you know it takes a lot of work.
It's like illegal motion, or excuse me, delay a game against the Rams. Right in the backfield. And Long will take a knee for the Rams there. So they're going effectively the victory formation, I think, for the remainder of the game. 1 minute and 10 left, and the clock continues to run. Maybe one more play if the officials are deliberate in resetting the clock, right?
Right, that taking a knee. And, you know, we have a alum from the Central Catholic playing for the University of Miami, and they didn't want to take a knee in Miami, and they ended up losing a football game. If you were watching that game with Riley Williams playing in it a few weeks ago. The favorite play, every coach's favorite play, is the kneel down, victory formation.
The victory formation. And the Rams have had plenty of it this season as the clock continues to run with about 30 seconds left. I think that may do it, maybe one more play. But we talked about earlier, the success of the program year after year, just a tremendous year thus far, undefeated. The Rams take the Mount Hood Conference yet again. Credit to the program, credit to the players, and credit to the parents for the commitment this year. So, again, look for the playoff brackets coming out on OSAA. And really, James, I think it's a perfect time to wrap it up. The Rams finished the season with a victory over David Douglas, 76-0. Chuck, I want to thank you for a wonderful night of stats. More than one night, but thanks for your stats tonight. James, always a pleasure working with you. The crew at Oregon Sports Speaks. Again, thanks, everyone. And good night, and God bless.
Absolutely.